People are probably wondering why the CDC is no longer getting coronavirus data and it's been handed over to the National Health Department. It's simple. Well, and genius in hindsight. Because the CDC is telling hospitals to edit to falsely spike their corona numbers. I mean the positive case numbers. Why else now that more than a dozen states like California, Washington State, Oregon, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Texas, Oklahoma, Arizona have once again become hotspots? Because of all the fucking protests that have been going on. And they use that as a means and a base to discredit Trump. And more importantly, reinforce draconian, totalitarian, dictatorial guidelines. Lines on the people across the country. The goal is fear. The goal is hatred for these Democrat deep state swine. I'm telling you, the Democrat Party ditched their blue seats long ago, and as far as I'm concerned, they should change that ass from blue to yellow. The color of coward. I mean, their party color from blue to yellow. The color of cowardice. Because that's all they are. A bunch of money-grubbing cowards. Words in fearmongers.
So to speak.
And once the campaign trails open up, I'm hoping that, especially in my state, Lieutenant Governor Dan Forest takes current tyrannical liberal governor Roy Cooper to the woodshed and treats him like a Bob Ross paintbrush and beats the devil out of him. But that's not for another 109 days. Yeah, I've been counting how long it's going to take until Election Day. I mean, the true goal of this virus is to instill fear. Don't think the Democrats asked the Chinese to let it loose and then shipped over 1,100 infected by backdooring them through a cruise line and through the airlines lines against Trump's travel ban. And with nations across the globe cracking down on Chinese internet servers and tech operations, China is now in a bigger pit than you'd expect. They are so desperate that they just recently released the bubonic plague into Mongolia. And thankfully we have enough antibiotics and antidotes to fight that fucking thing off. But at this point... Oh, and as far as Fauci goes, Doc, for months you've been sticking your foot in your mouth. Why don't you do the world a favor and shut up? Okay? Let us recover at our own pace instead of giving us shitty-ass guidelines. You Soros stooge. All you care... I've beaten this... And yes, I know I have beaten this issue like a dead horse. I'm beating a dead horse at this point. Saying how much Fauci is just shooting his mouth off behind the president's back. And at this point, Trump should have cut him off long ago. I don't even know why he keeps that fox in his fucking henhouse. And to the Democrat governors who extend their shut-in orders, you'll just keep doing it once more. And why? Because you're a bunch of greedy, wanton whores! Yeah, I went there. And yes, I said whores, not horses. The point applies. It still applies. We've seen recall efforts on the mayor of Seattle and the governor of Washington State. Recalls against the mayor of Boise. Recalls against de Blasio and Cuomo. Recalls against Newsom. Recalls against Whitmore. True blue patriots are getting sick of tyrannical governors penning them up like sheep and keeping them locked up like lab rats. I'm getting sick of Cooper stretching the finish line out on this phase so we can finally move into phase 3. I've already lost several cons and conventions this year because of this skunk. Both this virus and, more importantly, this fucking skunk. Because that's all Cooper is to me. A skunk. And a wanton, and a greedy wanton whore. Who doesn't care about the people of the state he's sworn to serve. He only gives a damn about himself. And that he's a Soros stooge. As you would have guessed, this video is not covered under culpa. And to hell with culpa as far as I'm concerned. Leave a comment, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Mets2128 signing out. Goodbye. Good night. Bang.